This week on TGC News, Stag has a new line of rifles, Springfield has a new PCC, Bear Creek has a shotgun, Ruger has a 365 competitor, and tons more. Welcome back to another episode of the Gun Collective News, the only gun news show that covers things you actually care about. My name is Jon Patton. Stag Arms has a new line of hunting-focused ARs called the Pursuit line. There's a choice of either AR-15 or AR-10, and you can get them in 4 calibers, 6.5 Grendel and 350 Legend for the AR-15 size, and 6.5 Creedmoor and 308 in the AR-10 size. The Creedmoor and Grendel come with 18-inch barrels, while the 308 and 350 Legend are 16-inchers. All of the barrels are made by Ballistic Advantage because Stag is owned by the same conglomerate as BA. Otherwise, you have an M-LOK handguard, Magpul CTR stock that has a piece of leather stuck on top, and a Timney 2-stage trigger. All of the receiver parts are bronze Cerakoted. The MSRP on such a thing is $1,600 to $2,250, depending on the model and the state compliance you have to deal with. Certainly not cheap, but I'm thankful that it's not hydro-dipped in camo. We've seen some hunting-specific lines pop up over the years from a lot of different brands, and most don't seem to stand up to the test of time. So we shall see if this one does that. You know what does stand up to the test of time, though? The alias system from Neomag. The alias by Neomag offers unparalleled concealment, strength, and modularity. Using one of their universal holster clips and receivers, you can mount your holstered gun to just about anything. Your belt, your Vertex bag or safe, your nightstand or desk, or even without a belt at all using their new beltless receiver. Click your holster into the next evolution of everyday carry. To get yourself a free universal holster clip when you buy your first receiver, use our code TGC alias over at theneomag.com. One of the brands that about 30% of you guys hate, Springfield Armory, has released another new version of their Saint rifle. This one is called the St. Victor and is a 9mm PCC. I'll keep this short. They come with a 16-inch barrel with a blast diverter on the end, an M-LOK handguard, B5 stock and grip, ambi safety, and a flat trigger. It also takes Colt 32-round mags. They, of course, wouldn't use the much more popular Glock mags because I guess they wouldn't want to give Glock any free press. The MSRP is a not super offensive $1,300. I've seen cheaper and I've seen way more expensive. I guess it's just kind of meh. Moving on, Bear Creek Arsenal, who is fighting for the top spot as the industry's cheapest gun manufacturer, has announced a new AR-15 chambered in 410. Now, we've seen this before from ATI and probably some other brands that I'm forgetting, but maybe this BCA will actually be in stock sometime this century. They come with a 20-inch smoothbore barrel with a 3-inch chamber and a full choke installed in the muzzle. Although they don't seem to sell other chokes, you could, in theory, swap that out because it uses the Browning Invector choke pattern. It comes with a 5-round mag, 17-inch M-LOK handguard, and the rest is just ultra basic. The more interesting thing is that despite the gun having a 3-inch chamber, the magazine will not hold 3-inch shells. It's limited to 2.5. So you would have to single load that first one with a 3-inch and then follow up with 2.5-inch shells after that. So what do these sell for? Well, the full gun goes for $543, and the upper alone goes for $350. That's right on par with the ATI 410 that sells for $7 more. I'm curious though, is this price right to be like a range toy, or perhaps would you actually take it out and hunt with it? I don't know. Sound off in the comments. I want to hear about it. Next up, Ruger proves that they can in fact move slower than molasses in January with a new one called the Security 380. I believe that this is their attempt to go after the Shield EZ because one of the main features of this gun is a lighter than normal racking force. However, there are some other things going on here. It's got a 3.4-inch barrel, obviously chambered in 380 auto. There's also a fiber optic front sight with a black rear that appears to be useful for single-handed manipulations. It's got like a flat face on it, and a bunch of meat chopped off the slide, including speed holes and what they are calling cocking ears to make the gun easier to use. They could have come up with a better name for that. There's also a lighter recoil spring for that same purpose. The thing that makes this one stand out from the crowd, 15 round mags. That is very interesting because it's almost doubling the capacity of the Shield EZ, and it's the same height as the SIG P365, and suddenly this thing is a contender. I think this is actually a competitor for the 365 and Shield Plus, with a touch of the Shield EZ mixed in, catering to the FUD market, which is kind of Ruger's wheelhouse. Now, 380 with the right ammo is a great choice for self-defense, and coupled with 15 round mags, it's a serious contender. That's worth a serious look. That is, if Ruger got the trigger right. Most of their other triggers on these semi-auto guns are trash. The price, MSRP, is $369. Holy crap. That is a solid price for that gun. That is legit a solid price. If you've gotten this far into the video and you're enjoying it, it would be rad if you also subscribed to our channel or followed us on social media, whatever platform you're watching this on. It genuinely helps us stay connected with you guys, and I really do appreciate it. Next up this week, FN has a couple things for us. First, the Rush 9 Ti, which is a 9mm pistol can with a titanium tube and aluminum sort of click-together style baffles for $850 MSRP. The more important release from them is the SCAR 15P. Long story shorter, this is the smallest SCAR to date. It's got a 7.5-inch barrel, chambered in 5.56, takes standard AR mags, and because it doesn't require a buffer tube, it's very short overall. The internals are the same as the normal SCAR 16 rifle, so why they didn't call it a 16P is kind of beyond me. 15P, 16, I don't get it. You can either get it in the bile-colored Cerakote or black, all for the low, low price of, get this $3,699 MSRP. Yes, $3,699. Holy sh**. You know, I just can't figure out who this is for, and like, why bother releasing it right now? I guess like if you had it in the pipeline, oh, release it now. I don't know. The CMMG Descent, which is sort of the same, is $1,700 less than this. The SIG Rattler is about $1,000 less with a damn suppressor attached. Hell, you can put together a BRN 180 from Brownells for like $1,200-ish bucks. How the hell is this gun worth $3,700? FN already charges astronomical prices for the regular SCAR 16S, and this gun with less parts is $100 more than that. I guess paying an anti-gun spokesperson is expensive these days.
Yeah, I believe gun control is a massive solution. I don't think a 19-year-old kid should have access to an AR-15.
Moving on to some accessories. Max Venom, a company most known for, I guess, knives, has released something interesting for Glocks. It's called the MXP-DW because PDW couldn't be put together. It is essentially a piece of Kydex that wraps around your Glock mag and then has a spot for an additional Glock magazine to stick out like a stock or a brace. Technically, it's not a stock or a brace because the magazine is what might accidentally touch your shoulder. Here's the kicker. It costs $108. For that! They say this creates balance for a suppressed gun. Like, you have the can out there, you add some balance on it. I say it creates confusion in my head. There's a note on their website about carrying this as a spare magazine. Let's talk about that for 2 seconds. If you have a mag attached to the mag that's in the gun, when you drop the mag that's in the gun, where is the attached mag going? On the ground. $108, no mags included, no thanks. Amend 2 has a new grip module for the P320. That takes P365 magazines, which is, I guess, cool if you've got both guns. What is this for? Pricing on that is $60. In other weird handgun-related products is the return of one that I talked about back in 2015. Yeah, look at that. Look at me. I'm so young. Look at me. They've come out with a new version of this not a stock or brace product, and it's called the One Shot GS. Essentially, you would sort of sit your pistol like in the cup of this thing, And it gives you some extra support. You're doing great! Keep going! It also has what they call an ATF-approved brace out the back, even though I've never seen that one, which is interesting because that would indicate that they didn't want to use a stock because of some sort of SBR issue. Like, why not just put a stock on there, right? But they also claimed back in 2015 that this doesn't actually attach to the gun, so it does not turn the gun into an SBR. It's very confusing to me. It also is not cheap, with an MSRP of $200 for the entire unit with the brace. It's also interesting that the product description on the website is devoid of any specific language. It just says that this thing is a multi-platform design. Doesn't say anything about a brace or stock or anything like that. It says it is a multi-platform design. It's either smooth-brained or genius. I can't decide which. Also, I'm not sure if they know this yet, but Lockdown has 20% off of everything, and all you got to do is click my links down in the description. I'm talking about stuff to keep your guns and gear organized, keep your safe organized, a bunch of really nice stuff, and they came out with that new secure wall. Check it out. Use our link in the description to get that discount, and do it before they shut it off. Yep, it's over, but don't worry, you can click on the video up top to watch last week's show, and the one below that is the one that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. Check them out and let me know what you think.